Good morning. It is my turn to welcome you to this meeting. I am very happy to welcome you to this annual meeting that gives us the opportunity to review our major accomplishments of the past fiscal year. Michel has told you about this a bit earlier. I'll come back to some points. In 2013, we have registered record results for a seventh year in a row. And the bank has crossed the 150 million threshold for adjusted net income for the first time in its history. We have close to 168 years of existence. So results of 2013 are in line with those of previous years. Indeed, as was mentioned earlier by Michel, for the period from 2009 to 2013, our major key performance indicators all show an upward trend. All of these strong results were registered during a period of economic turbulence characterized by low interest rates. It has also been accompanied with new regulatory constraints that have required investments to ensure we are compliant. In addition to these conclusive results, past years have also allowed us to strengthen our foundation and fine-tune our strategies. I would like to introduce my closest collaborators, because the bank is a team, and we have an extraordinary team. They are the artisans of our strategies and of the successes that ensue. I would like for them to stand up. François Desjardins, President and Chief Executive Officer of B2B Bank. Gilles Godbout, they are named in alphabetical order. Retail Services and Chief Information Officer, Michel Lauzon, that you have seen previously. Chief Financial Officer, Pierre Mainville, Chief Risk Officer, Laurent Pilon, to my left, in charge of Corporate Affairs and Human Resources, Stéphane Terrien, in charge of Business Services, and Michel Trudeau, President and Chief Executive Officer of Laurentian Bank Securities. This is your management committee, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Now, I would like to take a few moments to tell you about the directions that will be guiding future measures in our four major activity sectors. First, commercial banking. Well, commercial banking is focused on the SME market and real estate developers. In the past 5 years, commercial loans have boasted an increase of 85% and have crossed in 2013 the $5 billion threshold, distributed roughly equally between commercial loans and real estate financing. Thanks to our presence in Quebec, but as well in Ontario, Alberta, and British Columbia, we have acquired a strong reputation in many specialties where our teams of experts allow us to stand out on the market. Amongst these domains of expertise, I must mention real estate financing, where we manage a portfolio in the order of $2.5 billion for now. Indeed, many major construction projects have seen the light of day thanks to the participation of the Laurentian Bank. Indeed, we have been financial partners in many development projects of the Groupe Maurice and condo developments of Samcon, and we're also involved in the financing of the Quartier District with Ipso Facto and Evenco, and in the realization of two projects close to the Bell Center, to name but a few. In terms of commercial financing, we are more and more recognized in specialized niches where we bring great added value to our clients. This specialization strategy is paying out and truly allows us to stand out on the market. Thanks to specialized teams that we have implemented, we strike business relationships based on an in-depth understanding of the markets in which operate our clients. Therefore, we better understand their business goals and can develop with them solutions that are properly adapted to their own realities. The niches where we have developed specialties are the following: renewable energy, aeronautics, healthcare, public-private public-private partnerships, and agri-food transformation or processing. In this last field, we are very proud. Our specialists are helping entrepreneurs such as JB La Verdure and Verger who are growing. Still regarding business services, we are particularly proud for having launched last fall successfully our leasing solutions. We are the first Quebec banking institution to offer this solution. For our clients, it's a very interesting alternative that provides additional flexibility to their efforts and investments with the aim of increasing their productivity. As you know, SMEs represent a strong driver of the Quebec and Canadian economies, and we're happy to add value to our product lineup by offering this financing solution that will support, even accelerate their growth. And we know these business leaders well because they've been our business partners for a long time. We have observed here that the management of their personal banking transactions was often a challenge time-wise. Therefore, in 2013, we have decided to bring together our team of private management with our commercial services in order to create better synergies and a better offer to serve all of the needs of this clientele. Now, I would like to tell you about B2B Bank. As you know, our subsidiary was very active these past years, carrying out one after the other the acquisition of MRS in 2011 and AGF Trust in 2012. The integration process is almost concluded, and all B2B Bank's employees and the employees of the two acquired businesses have been brought together in the same office at the heart of the financial quarter of Toronto on Bay Street, where they can better serve their customers. With these acquisitions, business volumes have increased almost exponentially. Michel told you about this briefly earlier, but total loans at B2B has increased by 61%. Managed assets have increased eightfold, from $3.5 to $28.7 billion. This is a phenomenal growth by acquisition that B2B Bank was able to manage brilliantly, and that is beneficial to all. Indeed, proactive development strategies of B2B Bank led to an increase of 70% of the contribution of the sector to the adjusted net income of the bank in the past 5 fiscal years. Thanks to these two acquisitions, B2B is, rightly so, a leader in its field, and we want to be considered as being the bank of financial advisors in Canada. The business model of our subsidiary rests on an offer aimed at clients willing to take charge of their future and their financial health by calling upon a financial advisor or a broker. By offering services to over 27,000 financial advisors and brokers, B2B Bank has now become an unavoidable reference in this area because of the competitiveness of products and services being offered. Thanks to our commercial business and the ones of B2B Bank, the mentioned bank now has a Canadian reach. With 40% of its loans outside Quebec, we have achieved a Canadian stature that is important to our customers. And I'd like to recall that half of our profitability now stems from activities outside Quebec, and this ensures we are highly diversified and we can better take advantage of regional specificities of the Canadian economy. Still as crucial to our activities and true foundation of our development for 167 years now, personal banking continues to reinvent itself. Banking services are undergoing a major transformation because clients today expect to carry out banking transactions through many channels. Branches, yes, as well, ATMs, internet, smart devices, and so many more. We must make sure that our customers can easily do business with us when and where they want it, and according to their preferences. And to this effect, our services have been improved over the year, namely with the launch of our new internet transactional platform. And the simplification of our processes and our way of doing things is at the heart of our priorities in order to free up our advisors from certain administrative tasks and allowing them to devote more time and to provide advice to their clients and to accompany them throughout their projects. In all of this evolution of the banking services, the bank stands out by its profound desire to serve our customers well and to be ingenious and nimble enough to make their lives easier. Our clients are loyal. It's our duty to recognize and to deserve this loyalty by continuously improving ourselves.
Now let's talk about capital markets and Laurentian Bank Securities, commonly known as LBS. They continue to be a leading player in fixed income products across Canada. And it stands out more and more thanks to its excellent team covering the economy as well as stock markets. The people at LBS will hold next week their first conference for small-cap institutional investors. And this conference will give an important place to the companies that are followed by the research departments of LBS. This event will help consolidate the positioning of LBS as a company of choice in the small-caps niche. I would also like to underscore the work from the retail banking services team at LBS, which brings together 85 investment advisors in these times of market volatility. The advice of these experts are particularly valuable and valued by our customers. Through the development of strategies of our four major sectors, there's one element that always comes back, and that is to ensure that we are always more relevant to our customers by focusing on our values of simplicity and proximity. Generating added value for our customers remains the best way to also create long-term value for our shareholders. In this regard, I would like to mention that the management team, as well as the board of directors of the bank, attach particular importance to the notion of good governance and integrity. The foundations of the Laurentian Bank are based on the trust our customers place in us, and we make it our duty to act responsibly and to be equitable in our decision for all our stakeholders, our employees, our customers, and our shareholders. The Laurentian Bank has an excellent reputation based on the values of respect and integrity. We take great care of this enviable reputation, and we are proud of it. And I sometimes hear people say that the Laurentian Bank is a small bank given the Canadian banking structure. However, in the overall context of banks, the reality is different. We actually rank 36th out of 7,000 banks in North America and 7th in Canada. And despite this enviable position, which we are very proud of, we do not aim to be the largest bank. We aim to be a bank on a human scale and an ever-present financial partner for its customers. Our ambition is to be the best in the markets and niches where we operate. And know that our employees and management team focus on this every day. About our employees, we have once again this year been recognized for the quality of our HR programs. We have indeed been named amongst the best employers in Montreal as part of a competition organized by MediaCorp. This award is in addition to two other important ones that we'd won over the last years for the most admired company culture and also for the Passion Capitalist Award. Now, the interesting portion of the meeting. A bank, in addition to customers and shareholders, are made up of people. We are a service company, and the difference that is made every day and the services that you receive as customers is attributed to our employees who work hard day after day in order to provide the best possible service to you. And we started several years ago, and we will continue this year. We've always underscored the contribution of several employees that have been recognized once again this year as people who have made exceptional contributions to the success of the bank. So first, we would like to recognize the teams because they're individual employees, but as well there are teams which have, through their perseverance, ingenuity, and dedication, enabled the bank to exceed the objectives it had set. So first, I would like to introduce the two teams who have received the Ray McManus Award. Ray McManus, for those of you who don't know, was my predecessor, so president of the Laurentian Bank. Just before myself, and the two winning teams, well, actually, I will ask if they could stand. First, a real estate financial team, Central Region, as well as the Anti-Fraud Center team. So please stand. Yes, and a good hand of applause. And just to give it a context, it's not in my notes, but I would like to say that the real estate financial team, Central Region, 5 people. Last year, $380 in $58 million new business. Quite interesting. Unfortunately, there are people who try to perform fraud, but we have an anti-fraud center that is recognized across Canada. And very often our clients are called to say, well, some people are trying to proceed with a certain purchase. Is that you? So this team is the one who phone you. They're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they've avoided more than $50 million in fraud across the year. So thank you very much. There's another group award which was given for an outstanding project, and that was for the integration of AGF Trust, the B2B bank. So I will ask if this team could stand, or at least the members of the team that are here from the B2B bank. There are some representatives here, but more than 100 people have worked on this project. And earlier I was talking about certain amounts and what it represents, but I've never seen throughout my career people work so hard, night and day, weekends, so that the bank could complete this integration and to position us well for the future. So congratulations. And now let me introduce the 8 employees who have earned the highest honors at the bank, the Guy Vanier Awards and the Up-and-Coming Awards from the Laurentian Bank. So we'll start with the Up-and-Coming Awards, and the winners this year are Yumping Wang, an intermediate process analyst at B2B Bank. Yumping.
Congratulations, Yumping.
Congratulations, Yumping. And also Louis-Philippe Leblanc, Senior Analyst, Market Risk. We have a wonderful succession at the Laurentian Bank, and now I would like to present to you the recipient of the Guy Vanier Award, Caroline Boisvert, Assistant Vice President, Net Interest Income and Client Profitability.
Alors, il y en a quelques-uns. Je vais vous demander
There
de
are
réserver vos
few, so I will
applaudissements
ask you
à la
to hold your applause until the end.
Nathalie Hood,
We have Nathalie Hood, Client Relations Manager, Beaubien-Langelier Branch, Denis Labbé, Senior Manager, Solution Architect, Process Innovation and Optimization of Processes, Louise Vézina, Senior Manager, Business Development, Private Banking, and Frank Yan, Senior Analyst, Finance at B2B Bank. So the Guy Vanier 2013 award from the Laurentian Bank, ladies and gentlemen. And finally, I am very proud, this is a little bit like the Oscars, so I'm very proud to present to you the recipient of the Career Award, because we also grant a career award. This woman has been with the bank for over 35 years, and she's always been very enthusiastic and has never looked at the hours she spent working with clients and employees. And I've worked with her, and all of this is quite true. So the recipient of the Guy Vanier Career Award this year, Madame Francine Barbe, Assistant Vice President, Downtown Plateau Local Market.
Alors, en terminant,
So in conclusion,
j'aimerais vous remercier.
well, I would like to thank you, shareholders, customers, business partners, partners and employees, for the trust you've shown to the bank, and be assured that we will continue our efforts to live up to your expectations. Thank you for your attention.